Hello, thank you for tuning in. My name is Elham and I am the host of Gamercampus, a German YouTube channel. And in collaboration with Gentleland and Franz, the CEO of SparklingBit, I get to experience the Sacred 2 Remaster for the first time. To answer all the questions you might have about the game, Franz is joining me and will help me through the opening of the game. Hey Franz, how are you doing? You want to introduce yourself?
Hey Elham, great to be here today, and not much to introduce to myself. Doing game development since the early 90s, ended up doing Sacred, and I'm very happy and proud to present today the remaster of Sacred 2, which is doubtless the most successful title the team ever made, till now. And I'm also happy to run this.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So as I haven't played it in that depth as a beginner for like almost 20 years. Of course, I've played it in between, but having like level 100 characters and more. So I'm happy to do game start with you from the beginning. That will be fun.
Yeah, perfect. I'm especially glad you are here because I am new to this. Of course, I have played some action RPGs and stuff like that. But since you have a level 100 character, I think you can just carry me through the opening of it. And I think the original, if I'm not mistaken, has been out for quite a while, right? So I think like 15, 17 years, something like that?
Yep. Sacred 2 for PC was out in 2008 and for consoles in 2009. So it's almost 20 years. Not yet, but getting there.
All right. So I'm looking forward to testing this game out. I'd say let's start, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're about to experience the opening of the game. I will play on my PC with a 1080p resolution, and you will join me, right? So you will carry me through it, but I have to create a character first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you can do it directly right now and then use it later for the multiplayer session, or you can create it in the multiplayer session, but why not doing it right now?
All right. What I like to do first when I start a new game, just as a heads up, I like to go into the options menu. And have a look of all the like graphical stuff I can do, I can play around with. Of course, gameplay is not so relevant at the beginning because I don't know what I'm doing. But let's start here with the graphics setting and the display settings. What is new in the remaster? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so first of all, it's important to understand it's a remaster. So we use technically the same models, animations, and textures, but we have integrated the Elite pack, so everything is in HD textures. And the render stack was in the original game DirectX 9, and now it's with the forged DirectX 12. DirectX 12 works quite different than DirectX 9. Without going into the details, things like MSAA filtering, like the way we do calculate the shadows, how the colors are brought to light is different. So the effects of the settings are quite different. If you now switch on the filtering, and you will see that the character is, compared to the original Sacred 2 version, much smoother. So even the outline is less pixelated. There is no artifacts in the shadows anymore. There's no flickering. All these kind of things are fixed in the conversion to DirectX 12 and with the more options. So I would recommend that you go on the filtering to something like level 4 or 8. Depending to your graphic cards, that's absolutely no problem at all.
All right, you have to tell me where the option is?
I have to go then to my own option screen because it's quite impossible for me to see. So the filtering you find in the third line from top, MSAA filter, and there you can go to level 4, for example. Level 4 gives you a quite nice outline to everything. For me, that's the most important setting. So everything that was creating in the original version, like problems with the hair or in the shadow or the outline of the character inside of the character textures is gone. So now there is no flickering anymore. There are no pixel lines crossing. It also works fine with filtering on level 2, but I would go to level 4. That should be fine.
All right. I introduced level 4, so let's go back, and I will just start creating my character. And since we want to play together, I probably need to have the same alignment as your character, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we can decide, so we can take like a dark shadow character, or we can take a light character, whatever you think is the most interesting. I have here...
I'm usually a good guy, so for this time, let's take a dark character.
For so many reasons, the Seraphim is the iconic character, so of course we can both go to a very nice character. Let me see what I have here. I maybe don't have something super high level on the light character, unfortunately.
I'm following your lead here. You can tell me which character to choose. So the options are the Seraphim, Dryad, Shadow Warrior, Inquisitor, High Elf, Temple Guardian, and Dragon Mage. Well, Dragon Mage sounds amazing.
I'm a pretty big fan of the Shadow Warrior, to be honest. So the Shadow Warrior is like the tank, obviously, but he's undead, and his background story is obviously pretty bitter, because he's dead but still around. And if you play him on the, you can play him on both sides, and on the dark side he's a little bit more bitter. So even if you play the dark side, you are not going to destroy the world. It's more about that you are owning the world. So you are not allowing the other evil to take your world, so you're killing the evil to take over. Which is a very simple and clear message for the dark side.
Okay. I mean, let's stick with it. Let's take the Shadow Warrior. You said you liked it. I like to be a tank, so sounds like a perfect fit. I'm gonna take the Shadow Warrior and align myself to the Shadow, so we can play together. And I see you already sent me an invite.
Yes. This is maybe one of the bigger changes between the original version and now. The multiplayer runs over the Steam lobby. So invite is very simple. You're just going and calling your friends, and that's it. Before that, we had like an own multiplayer stack with an own lobby, with own game servers and everything. That was not only extremely expensive, but it also shows a problem. So after a couple of years, that stack were shut down, and you cannot play it multiplayer anymore, or you have like some special friends in the community development scene who can still do that, and it's a lot of hassle. But now the multiplayer as a co-op is running over Steam, and as long as Steam is existing, as long as this game is playable, this will be available. Nothing going to change here. That's one of the biggest benefits of doing it like that.
All right, so I'm gonna finish creating my character. I'm already joined in your lobby. I'm gonna create a Shadow Warrior, and while I do so, you want to share some general information about the game, like release date, platforms, prices, editions, and so on?
Oh yeah, so the game is going to be released in a few days, November 11. And there will be, for the PC, the retail price will be €19.99 or €20, and for the console it will be €29.99 or €30. And there will be also physical versions. I'm not 100% sure if they're in the shop at the same day, but I think so. So that should be no problem. And one of the big changes is, of course, that the version includes all patches, fixes, which were made over the time. And on the console version, it's the first time including the add-on. So it has the same content as a gold version. And there are some more changes we maybe can discuss later.
All right. I can see here there are a few difficulty options, including hardcore and expert touch. But I think for the sake of this demonstration, for this short gameplay session we planned, I'm just going to take bronze. So we kind of breeze through it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when you play it, are you a hardcore player or more like a just for fun kind of player and trying to...
I'm a pure fun player. I know that many players would disagree on it. But for me, playing is just about fun, and also often in games I even play story mode or easy mode because I want to enjoy the world, I want to dive in. I can understand why you play these games on PvP hardcore and gold, Makes a lot of sense. So it's a hard challenge and you get really good rewards. It's just like a different kind of playing. I appreciate it. But since I shot all my friends in a Ghost Recon session in the early 2000s.
You're the friendly fire guy. You're the friendly fire guy.
Yeah. Since then I decided to play just for fun.
All right. I usually I like a hardcore challenge. Don't get me wrong, I like it. But usually when I play a game for the first time, I tend to pick the mode the game designers used to basically design the game around it. You know, most games have like a normal mode where the game is designed around. Then there's an easy mode and a more difficult mode where the challenge is scaled down or up. So I usually take the normal mode. When I look at the difficulties here, when I look at Bronze, Silver, Hardcore, and Expert Touch, what difficulty would be the normal mode, basically? What would you recommend for a first-time player?
For a first-time player, I would definitely recommend the Bronze mode. Silver is, if you play Silver with a new character, that's already pretty difficult. So to play Gold, you not only have to play through the game once, but you have also a level 60 character, and you will need it. For Silver level 30 character is a very good option. To understand the mechanics, the characters are just not getting like more difficult or more enemies, something like that. The mechanics of Sacred is largely scalable, and you're effectively having like a level 30 gap against your enemies from a mathematical perspective. So going in with a character below level 30 for a new player, close to impossible. But I know that there are some super hardcore players which play in Silver with level 1 characters, hardcore PvP, and they make it. I have no idea how they do it, to be honest.
They make it work somehow.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to pick Bronze, and I'm going to just start the game here. And since we're already in a lobby, you can load into the same as well, right?
I'm already in the game. So if you look on the map, you see 2 green arrows. One is you and one is me. And we just have to
find
meet
each other, basically.
Yes. So
I'm already getting attacked. Someone's attacking me.
Nothing to worry about.
I got him. Don't worry, I got him.
So I'm using
so
my
first quest is basically just find each other, right?
Yes. In the multiplayer, definitely, when you play the single-player campaign, the game directly starts with start quests, and as soon as you leaving the area, there are like many world quests you can explore. So let me check where are you?
So I'm gonna try to find you with the map. And since we're in a multiplayer session, there are 2 of us right now. Maybe you can tell us how many people can play in one group? How big is the party size?
Right now you can play with up to 5 players in the multiplayer because it's a co-op. So we do not support in this first version PvP matches. So you can switch on PvP, and for PvP in the old times we had up to 8 players in each team. Right now we are supporting co-op, so you're playing together the campaign with up to 5 players. The campaign is effectively much more fun to play. So playing together is something I personally believe is the most interesting thing to do. And this is why we have these groups. And it's also for not over using the resources of the PC in that thing. 5 players is when we're looking to the statistics of... is that already you?
Oh, that's you. Hey, you look much more amazing than I do.
No
You're
big
glowing.
Wonder. Yeah, and so no enemies to fear at this point.
Okay. So you're just gonna kill all of them.
Yeah, I just need to point on them.
I'm being attacked. Oh, that was a one hit.
Yeah, okay. I think in this region, even in up to the deeper region of the desert and everything, in bronze mode for this character, pretty much everything is like a one-hit kill. This is something I really like on the multiplayer mode in Sacred. There is no stupid limitations that you cannot play if you not have both the same kind of level or equipment. I can pull you now through the world and you will benefit from the XP and can level up your character quite fast.
Okay.
Which is just like playing
you can basically carry me through it.
Yeah. Except you are playing hardcore, then you just die and have to make a new character.
Okay. Okay, that's true. For the hardcore purists, you know. I mean, I will just follow you through the area. Okay, you can show me around a little bit. Why we do so? Maybe you can talk about a little bit about the improvements. You also already mentioned like filtering, but obviously now we have the gameplay on. We have full screen gameplay. What is different compared to the original?
So one of the things, it's of course one of the features from the new DirectX, that you can play in full screen, but you can also play in fake full screen. So having window mode without borders, which makes it much easier to switch context or work with different monitors, and there's many benefits of it. Beside of that, one of the biggest technical hurdles was to have the game in the same look, so bringing the same colors, the same light. DirectX 12 works quite different than DirectX 9. Effectively, we have done it, and if you see the grass, for example, the grass was in the DirectX 9 version from the original game always pixelated and flickering. Here it's like very sharp, nothing is flickering. And so these are the benefits of the new version. So you have the same gameplay.
I'm trying it out right now. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty close, so I zoomed in a lot, and you can still see like the grass being very sharp. So the difference is very noticeable, of course.
Yeah. We didn't want to change the game appearance. So many developers, when they do a remaster, they change, in my eyes, too many things. I really like remakes or reimagines, but if you do a remaster, you have to be a little bit pure and true to the fans. Oh, you're running away.
No, I'm just looking around.
There
just
you
to showcase what you're talking about, you know, when we talk about the grass and stuff. There's an NPC over there. If you look at the map, there's a lot of stuff I can apparently check out. But what I wanted to ask, you already mentioned, like you had a long and difficult porting process. Can you talk about that a little bit more when we talk about the engine, about how you brought the old system over to the new one, some of the challenges you might have experienced while you were developing the game?
So I think the first thing I have to do at this point is thank the amazing developers. So there are developers from my team, but it's also a cooperation with Zeppelin, which is a console team in Wien, and Phonetics in, everyone knows Phonetics, nothing to say here. And all the developers working on this game, they did really an amazing job. So the porting from the original code made 20 years ago. So of course we started not 2008, but 2005 or 4 on the development. You cannot even just compile it. There are so many things in C++ which changed between, I think we used version 7 and now it's 14, or maybe we even used version 4. Like how you use arrays, how you do iterators, nothing of that is just even compiling. So by setting it up to the new compiler and transforming it to 64-bit so that it runs forever, technically, we had to mangle through all of the code. And one of the really difficult elements is that many of the SDKs we used simply don't exist anymore. Physics, for example, had in this version, we used the version before 1.0 from physics, like the very early version we were supported from NVIDIA. They had this Apex called package for many things that's not existing anymore. Many of the interfaces we used for physics are completely different in the 32-bit version and the 64-bit version from today. But of course, we wanted to have the latest version of physics, that it runs on consoles and everywhere, like without problems. And the same is for the multiplayer SDK we use, the same is for the pathfinding SDK we used. That was a very, very interesting to get that done. And the pathfinding and the controls really benefit of completely redoing it. So we're using the same navigation mesh, but we interpret it completely different with the new physics SDK as well as the new controls. These are like the big challenges we had. And technically the same with the Lua SDK still existing, but the interface has changed. So all the variables connected over Lua with the game, we had completely to redo. Name it. Every single SDK changed, even the zip library. So, so there, the developers are really like, I'm still baffled how good they get that done. And the code base is crazy big. So 20 years ago, we had a team of 40. In Aachen, 80 in total, and something like 25 to 30 coders. And the remaster is done with 5 people, 6 people. It's crazy. So the workload they get done is crazy, and the quality they get out. There were so many bugs in the original version, like everyone knows. All this is fixed on the way. It's running smooth. It's looking good. So that was very difficult. It was a very intense 1.5 years, and I'm super happy how it turns out. So what should I say?
All right. I'm really interested in more of the technical stuff. I will ask you some of that later as well.
Yes.
But let's start with some action. Do you have a place where we can go? Just find stronger enemies, just do a bit of like combat, see how that goes.
Let me take a look to the map. I think...
All right.
We should go to the north.
To the north, okay.
And then there's a small city, and in this area, in this island behind of it, we cannot directly get out of there, but there will be a ton of smaller, interesting enemies to get. So let's go just straight to the north.
Let's do it. I'm just gonna follow you northwards, and maybe we can see how the leveling up goes. When I kill a few enemies, I'm probably gonna go level 2 very soon.
Sorry, north is directly the other. I'm having to
sorry. I just looked. This is like my way of map work is just looking upwards. Sorry, I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah, I hope we are running both in the same direction.
No. I'm right behind you.
I think I have to turn it like this. Yes. I leave you the killing.
I'm not gonna hit. So there's basically an evasion stat probably going on, so I didn't get many hits out there. And then you just one-tap the guy.
Yeah, but you need the XP, so...
Okay.
This red
I'm dying. I'm dying very quickly.
Oh, yeah, you are dead.
All right. Character saved, campaign status not left, so not saved. All right.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I'm just gonna come back to you. Very low, very high damage I receive. Didn't look at my stats there.
And this is pause mode, so that's the most easy mode. That's why I'm saying I don't recommend...
You don't have to rub it in. You don't have to rub it in.
No. So it's not that easy, to be honest. So the Sacred 1, Sacred 2, even if you played in bronze doesn't mean it's easy. So the game is a challenge. That's a little bit of like game theory behind. It's not a game if it's not starting with a challenge, it does not have a surprise, and if you get over having progress. So learning the tactics, understanding the character, and doing all these things which are required to survive, that makes a game. If you do not have a challenge, any kind of reward doesn't feel good. So this is why I'm not a big fan of all these too easy games, because what is the reward? I can watch a movie.
One of my skills right now. I haven't before, so I get to see some of the stuff I can do.
So if you open your inventory, there should be. So I have to look on your screen. You have not yet. Sorry. You have already used used your combat arts. So you can of course change your equipment if you want. Right now you only have one combat art, but that's fine, you will find more. The combat art is one of the things... exactly. Put it there. Yep.
It doesn't fit apparently. Wait a second. Apparently the slot is marked red. I can't use it right now. So I have to probably upgrade, right? Okay, let's just move on. I'm just having a look at the options while you explain them. So I can test them out. I have it here right now.
No. You have it. Yeah, you have just put it in the wrong. Sorry, I didn't see it. This is one of the things which sucks after 20 years of game development. My eyes just get worse. So
don't worry. Even as a gamer, they get worse.
Yeah. So that way you try to put it is, of course, a belt. There you can put whatever. But the combat arts has to be in the combat art slots. This is one of the special elements or sacreds that you have the combat arts and the weapons separated into slots. And with if you play with the mouse, with right click, you're using the combat art. With left click, you're using the weapon.
Right.
And
just check them out. I'm just going to continue northward, right? I can see I have auto health regeneration, right? So my health is healing while I'm not in combat.
Yep. So even inside the combat, we can take.
Healing.
Let's go here. Let's see where we find some enemies.
You.
Let's see.
There are more brigands coming.
So here you find some nice secrets. There's in this barrel there's a barrel and there's a box. Maybe you find some nice items, and also finding some upgrades for the combat arts.
Let's see where you are.
Here I am.
There you are. Okay, there's a barrel. Okay. There's a weapon in there. That's where in barrels is where I usually store my weapons. Okay, let's see. There's potion. No, I can't pick that one up apparently. All right. Maybe So I have a blue potion. This is basically mana, right? And I have the light health potion.
Yeah. So let me see if I have. No, I don't have any combat arts left which are usable for you. However,
I also have to basically upgrade the slots I have for quick use items.
Yes, they unlock with a level. So if you level up, you have more slots available. That's a very simple mechanics. It's not about limiting the players from fun. It's about learning how to use it. So in the beginning, you get new combat arts relatively slow, as well as you can upgrade your skills. And by learning the tactics, it makes sense, and you get like more to it, and to handle it. So,
I won't die this time. Don't worry.
Okay.
I learned my lesson.
Oh, I didn't want that. That just happened.
Wolf.
Oh. Sorry.
It's fine. You can kill them. The difference of a high level character to a low level character is very noticeable, which I like because if it doesn't feel different, I don't feel like I've progressed. So that's a great thing to see, basically.
Yep. Oh, this is, by the way, lore of the world. So these pipelines it's lore of the world. These blue pipelines containing T energy. T energy is the magic which were used to create the world. And T energy is also the fuel the Seraphim is running on. And T energy is the thing the Inquisitors really hate. But before seeing the end of the game, I'm not going to
Don't spoil me anything.
Yeah. I think we are on a good way.
Okay, we are on our way northwards, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, since I'm sometimes not hitting the enemy, there's probably an evasion stat going on. Maybe you can explain a little bit the mechanics behind the combat. What systems are we kind of looking at here?
Yeah, so if you look to your stats, you see that you have an attack value or attack chance and a parry chance. And this is how it considered if you make a hit or not. So if your attack chance is the same like the defense or parry chance of the enemy, then the chance to hit him is 50-50. If you having like double amount of attack chance than the enemy, your chance is already like 90%. So it's increasing strongly. This is the way how we balance the heroes into the enemies. So if you picking enemies which are too strong for you, they are not just stronger than you, but the chance to hit them is very low. But it's never zero. So we are not using like an absolute system like 90% damping or these kind of things. So even if you are a level 1 character with a stupid dagger, you still can hit a dragon just with a very low chance.
Okay. Interesting. I can just like swipe through the enemies I just fought, and I can see the player chance to hit and the opponent chance to hit. All right. Yeah. And it slightly differs from one enemy to the next with level and basically stats they have. That's very interesting. All right.
This is maybe one of the things which makes Sacred very different from most of the other games. Every character, if it's a hero, if it's an NPC, if it's an enemy, is an own entity, and when it's created in the world, it's rolled once, and so every enemy is a little bit different. So enemies come with different weapons, they come with a little bit of different stats, they come with a little bit of different skills, and so they are never boring. It's not like that every goblin or every wolf is the same. They are all a little bit different. And
Interesting.
In the beginning, this doesn't make such a big difference, but when it comes to later gameplay, if you take the weapon from an enemy, it can be that he's fighting with like a rare or legendary weapon, and this is why he is so strong. And then you pick it up and you have it.
All right. So I can see we approached a farmhouse, I think, and it's kind of empty, and the person is dead. Maybe killed by this wolf here.
That happens. In medieval times are not for weaklings.
I wouldn't survive a day in medieval times. Much too comfortable.
Oh, I really like the physics.
We are on a journey north.
Yes, we are still, and now we are getting into a little bit more stronger enemies. So when
I can also see the density is increasing, right? So a little bit more enemies coming up.
Yeah, the world is built like an onion, so in shells. And the more you're leaving the region, the enemies get slightly stronger and more intense.
Okay.
And this, you see that also on the color of the circle below the enemy. If they are like red, green, yellow, or gray, then they are completely irrelevant. So my character don't see any circle. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get one level up. Oh, okay, so I'm not hitting him. Chances are very... That's interesting. I have to look that one up right now. Because I think that one was interesting. The last enemy I hit...
it can happen.
Like the last opponent.
But that's the thing. So if he had the same parry chance like you have the attack chance, it means it's 50-50. So of course it can happen that you like 3 times don't hit him, even if you try.
I'm just going to change weapon for a while.
Yep.
Just to test them out. Because I want to see those different actions basically in play. I like that one. That one's actually good. Let's see. So let's see how with a sword I am performing.
Yeah.
Are there differences in how different classes perform with different weapons?
Yes. So depending to the character and the skills you're selecting, it can be very different. So if you take the Seraphim, you can skill her very different. And because the stats are different, so the Inquisitor has a bit more strength. So he can use weapons pretty well. The damage is a calculation of character strength and the damage of the weapon and the skills. But if the character has basically a stronger strength, he will always be hitting a bit harder. But even a character which is very more on the magic side and not so much on the physical, like the elf, the female high elf, if you put everything in strength and the physical art of fighting with melee weapon, you can get her pretty strong. And the elves have very special weapons, so that you can play it that way. That leads me to the point which was very important in the game design. It is difficult to mis-skill a character so that it's not usable. But it heavily influences the way how you're playing it. The amount of skill points is limited, and you cannot unskill a character. So it's like what we call a meaningful decision. If you learn an ability, then you have learned it. And if you put all your skills in lucky find, then you find better things. But it doesn't mean that you get stronger in fighting. So you have to use your skill to find the right things. If you put everything in regeneration, then you can cast very fast combat arts or spells. So you can speed up the fireball of the elf to a ridiculous high level. And so you are just changing how you play the game. And,
in other words, I can really adjust it to my preferred playstyle.
Absolutely, and there are so many different character builds you can do, which is one of the things which kept the players in the game for like 20 years. You never run out of different versions of character builds. That's one thing.
Which basically leads me to one quick question. You just mentioned that people have been sticking around for the original very long, right?
Yes.
So almost 20 years. I know the original has a lot of community patches and mods and stuff like that. How are you dealing with that?
Many of the things we fixed on the code side directly. So there were, maybe first a word to the community developers who did that. They are crazy in a positive thing. So what they did is almost like magic. Without having the source code or can change the executable, they fixed many things in a fantastic way. What we did is we incorporated some of the community developers into the remaster of it and brought what we can to the remaster, but there are still so many things. So it's like 180 fixes which are like on the high priority list. Most of them we integrated, but there are hundreds more on smaller things like optimizing the quests. There are some quests having bugs. There are some graves which does not give a reward, or like these kind of things, smaller things. We're still working on it, and of course we want to bring that as a new community patch officially to the game, but this will take a little bit of time. So getting the remaster done was like a high octane race, not against time, but against technology. And we of course keep looking to it and working on it. And with the help of some of these fantastic community people, we keep pushing some updates to the Lua scripts. But this has to be done very carefully for many reasons. So one of the problems is, of course, copyrights. We cannot just take everything and drop it in. Every single element we have to carefully curate, look at it, see if it works, if it's not breaking the game, and then releasing it on top of it. But this is very easy because it's all Lua scripts. And so this is just like a little bit timey process. We keep updating it. I believe the version which is going to be released on November now is much better than it was ever before, including the patches, because it's a new solid frame. Oh, you're going to die.
It's fine. I'm kind of interested that I don't attack you. It's just one tap then. I just didn't want to interrupt you.
No problem.
Keep talking while I'm dying.
Yeah. No. So this is something we keep doing and preparing. So the team is preparing, of course, these kind of things. And over the time of the the next 20 years, we will keep watching it. So now it's very different than 20 years ago. 20 years ago, after the release of the game, the company went out of business and everything fall apart. That was one of the reasons why the remaster was so difficult. So we didn't have like a complete source version. We just have some versions of source and had to bring it together. we had to clear many rights when it comes to the used SDKs, or sometimes we even didn't know what kind of SDK that is, where it come from, what it's doing. So it was like the first half year was like data archaeology, trying to bring everything together to understand what we have to do.
It looks so fun. It looks so funny because I'm just really getting butchered by that animal, and you just one tap it, and it makes me like my health go down immediately. That's crazy.
Yeah, but see, this is one of the reasons why it's good that we are not playing hardcore PvP. Just accident happens and mistakes were made, and so this is a good mode to play.
Again, I interrupted you, but you talked about how oh shit!
Oh yeah, the goblins.
That was quick.
Oh, yeah, they killed you.
That was hard. Okay, so I'm spawning. Is that spawn fixed? Basically, I'm spawning at the Sleepy Badger all over again. That is fixed. So I have to find my way back to you again.
Depends where you are in the game. So if you are on the way, there are like the stones which start to glow when you are activating them, and then you respawn there. And yeah.
I'm getting done again. Oh, that weapon is really bad for my character. Okay, I have to switch it again. So my Shadow Warrior is not so good with two-handed swords, I guess.
Maybe not the best weapon for him, yeah.
That was actually, they did hit very badly, so I'm just gonna switch it again. I think the club was actually the best, the first weapon I had. Alright, don't worry, I'm coming to you. I will manage it. Alright,
no problem.
You talked about the amazing work from the community, right? So
yes.
There's a lot of like stuff that has been done in the last 20 years, and you try to incorporate some of it, and you're still working on that. So
yes.
It's kind of like a post-launch thing, so you're continuing to support the game and change and update and include community patches.
Yes, so we included everything which is like super important. You are running to the south. I'm out. Now you are changing the direction. Good.
I think I have to run around, right? So I have to go.
Oh yeah, true.
There.
Yes.
No.
I went back to the market and standing there.
Okay, I'm coming to you.
So bringing in the community patches is difficult for two reasons. So they are of course made with the old version, so the Lua scripts are not like one-to-one the same. Nevertheless, we brought in many of them, and we fixed things in the code when it comes to hitboxes, when it comes to problems in the calculation. Some of the combat arts were not working correct. And so I think it's at least something like 80 of the most burning fixes from the community. And there are more coming, and we are already working on them. But they have to be, again, for legal reasons and many other things, we have to do that with every single change in the Lua script by hand, and making sure that it works, that it's legal, and it's not damaging the game in another location. That's why it's taking so long. It's not, from a technology level, it's not super complicated, because it's just Lua. It's just manual work, and this we will, of course, continue. So message to the community is very clear. We are here, we are listening, and we are working on it. I cannot promise that we have like every day a patch or that it's going fast, but the situation is different. So 20 years ago when the game was released, the company shut down, and now we are in a completely different scenario as we are developing Sacred Last Pixel of Ankaria. We have the resources to take care about looking at the game and patching if something is needed, and integrating the community stuff. And for that, we are working closely with the community developers together. Oh, and you are back in this nice village from the elves. Yep. I'm just waiting for you to come back from your funny death. The elven village has a very dedicated architecture. It has the idea of Art Deco and a little bit of Art Nouveau. And I'm very happy. Yeah, it's like cool. Maybe we should just go back to the north and watch you some more time. Yeah?
So I notice, I mean, usually, especially most RPGs, right? The first few levels go by very quickly. So you get some skills and you have some improvements you can do to get a feel of the progress, right? So I'm noticing it takes longer than average, right, to get that first level. Mm-hmm. So we've been playing for half an hour, I think. I slayed a few monsters. I died a few times, but I'm almost at level 2. So I'd say let's continue slaying some monsters so I can go to level 2. And we can have a look at the skills, basically, or the skill tree I might, or the options I will have once I do so.
Yeah, you will see the skill trees are kind of interesting because it's not a tree. You can freely select the skills, as well as how you upgrade your combat arts and your character stats is very independent 3 systems. And that has the benefit that there's almost no limit on different character builds. And yes, I said in the beginning the game is relatively easy on Bronze, but it doesn't mean that there is no challenge. So a game without a challenge is just not fun. And by surprisingly learning how to get over the first death, you progress.
Yeah, because the health goes by very quickly. I noticed that.
The health is very small.
And I'm really glad I can do most of the movement with one mouse. So I can just look at you, at the camera, and like talk to you, and then continue the game. Otherwise, I think I would have died a lot more often. Because once the enemies, especially these goblins, come close, okay, they're level 5, right? So I'm even low level for them.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah, they are a bit more nasty in Sacred 1.
I'm trying to beat at least one.
Yes, in Sacred 1 they were more easy.
Oh shit, I'm dead again.
Yes, and they will just kill you as a...
Oh shit, I almost died. And you just one-tap him again.
I try to help you a bit.
Yes, I killed one.
Yes, almost. Good. So yeah, so it has to be challenging but easy to play. The good friend would say, easy to play, hard to master. Let's see if you can get that or if it kills you again.
Another offer.
Oh, you made it. Oh, the ghosts are pretty hard. And there are more ghosts coming. Have fun.
Oh, they're actually quite strong. Level 6.
Yeah, and they are pretty tough.
Oh, thank you. So we very quickly went to a higher level area, right? So I'm obviously having difficulties here surviving.
Yes, so the game is built like an onion in skins. So the more you're going away from the start point, the more difficult it gets. Mm-hmm. But you directly feel the increase of difficulty, and then you can go back, get a bit stronger. But most of the work is like tactics, changing weapons, upgrading your skills, and these kind of things. So it is very easy to master because it's not like this crazy skill tree. It's just like you can independently select the best skills and then select the best combat arts to it. Well, selecting the combat arts are dropped randomly. It's part of the fun. So you never know what you get next as a spell or combat art. And you have to walk back. The easiest way to come back to me would be opening the map and click on the green arrow. Then you don't need to run back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's watch how you walk back and then fight some more enemies. So you have the chance to level up. You're very close. No, you leveled up. See? Mm-hmm. So let's look into the skills a bit later, which you can increase.
Your soul belongs to me.
And the look of the game we made 20 years ago, this bright, colorful landscape, is meant as a contrast to the pretty cruel...
Right. So I'm kind of having a look at the UI, right? Yeah. So it's very clean. I get a feel of a very classical feel, like I can work with it the way I used to work with other action RPGs. Mm-hmm. I pretty quickly got a feel of it. Which is, I think, a sign of quality, right? So I'm playing the game for the first time, and I immediately know where to go, which buttons to press, which I think sums up what you just said. But on the just what I why I'm asking about the UI is I just leveled up.
Yeah.
I died
Let's
again,
do that.
but I leveled
Let's
up.
look into that.
So let's have a look at the attributes. I can see I have one available attribute point now. I can set somewhere, right? So strength, stamina, vitality, dexterity, intelligence, willpower.
Yeah, I think strength and
Okay.
stamina is maybe the most interesting for you because you're dying so often and you need a higher kill chance. The others are good in the long end, but in the beginning you need strength, stamina, vitality to not die so often. So I would take the strength because I'm like an easy player. I like to punch the enemies into the face. But of course, it's up to you. There's nothing. You cannot do it wrong. It just has an effect later then.
Okay, I would have said vitality because I'm dying all the time, so I get more hit points.
Yeah, you get more hit points, but you don't get more punch. So it's up to you. Yeah. So decision: more hit points or more damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see very in detail what it changed.
All right, I just tried it out. So vitality, I increased it by 1. So I should die a little bit less now.
Triggered by fear, but okay.
And apparently I also get a skill, right?
Yes, you have a skill point.
I can select one
and
here.
You see directly the difference with many other RPGs. We don't have a skill tree, but we have the attributes and the skills separated, as well as the combat arts. And you find a description very detailed for every skill. And of course, the one which makes more damage is the one I will take. But you're completely free to use whatever you want. You don't get more combat arts by more skills, but the combat art gets stronger.
Okay, I'm just having a read at those.
Yeah. Or if you go into...
I like offensive skills. I think I need to do more damage, right?
Yes, you do.
Tactics lore. Damage
is good.
There's a damage increase. That sounds nice, right? So I choose that one. And I get a nice little damage increase by 9.8%.
And now you have to have...
And a higher chance for critical hits. This sounds nice.
Now hitting the plus to add this skill point to it. There you go. Now you have dramatically more damage.
So now if I go back, I can probably see among my arts, right? Or was it just a passive? It's just passive.
No, the skills are just increasing what you're doing. The combat arts are the ones which are independent, leveled up, and like managing the weapon damage in a different way or casting spells, these kind of things. Yes, you put it now in the right slot. And now you have like 2 combat arts. We call them all combat art, even if it's a spell, because that's what they're used for. And you can have more weapons, of course, if you want. So now you have also in the belt more slots, so you can switch between 2 weapons all the time. You can have more different potions.
Interesting. So I did unlock a lot of stuff, basically a lot of stuff for just one level, right? I have more slots. I have 2 combat arts I can use now in combat. I have 2 weapons I can switch between very quickly. So I should have a lot more options right now in combat. Just wanna, I mean, our quest was to go 1 level. I just wanna test it out because now I'm a little bit more flexible. I wanna see how much that makes a difference.
Oh, it does make a difference. Now you make like a lot more
damage. Of magic, okay, as well. Yeah. Okay. So I'm still very low health, but I could see the difference in damage output.
Told you so.
So that was noticeable. The difference I do in damage, by just 1 level, was noticeable. I'd say
it is, and
because before a regular bandit would take me 3 to 4 hits to finish, and now I think it's 2 to 3.
Yeah, in the beginning I would put everything on strength.
But again, I absolutely agree with you. The difficulty of the game is noticeable. So. Right, so let's finish that one.
Yeah, it is just not super easy.
Hits.
Yeah, but on the other side, the penalty for dying is not too high. You just have to run back. so that's very acceptable.
Okay, so at this point we had a look at, I think, most of the systems of the game. Is there anything you want to showcase still, or you think we haven't seen yet?
I would love to bring you to the desert or to one of the other cities, but there you would just die super fast. So I would recommend that you level up a couple of hours and then let's go there in another session. And you will see that the benefit of having skills, stats, and the combat arts.
You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm fine with it. I will die again. You know what you can do? I'm kind of interested. Like we were just playing around for almost an hour now, just to have a feel of the game. Right? It was new for me to just play around with the mechanics. What we didn't do is obviously go into the story. You basically just mentioned lore for a second. Maybe you can tell a little bit, just a little bit for the closing about what kind of story experience will I get when I do it for real, when I start into the game, without your help, without someone who's holding my hand. How will I experience the game?
So without spoiling it, like every good RPG and fantasy story, you have, of course, to save the world, clearly. But there's much more behind it. So there's a huge lore about the creator of the world, which is called the Demiurge, how he has created the seraphims, why they are fallen angel and choosing the side to protect life, the different forms of magic. So what the Inquisitor is using is a different form of magic than what the seraphims are using, which is T-energy. It's not even magic, it's energy. And same for the Dryads. And so everything comes to that final plot about saving the world. And what is the world built of? Why it is even existing? This is all part of the game. And it's in the setting of the end phase of the high culture of the elves.
So every character class gets its own origin quest, basically, where you get to experience their background.
So every character has like an own epic quest. So we have like the side quest, which is explaining how the world works. And every main character has an epic quest, which brings it to the beginning, where he was created, why he became a hero, and why he is doing this now. And even if you choose the bad side, it's about owning the world and not leaving it to other bad guys. So this is just the epic and the side quests, plus there's like this huge main story which brings you to like 150 places in the main story where you have to make the world your world. So so the lore is big. We have like hundreds of pages of never released background stories so that every element fits together. And so you have always the feeling that things magically fit together.
It's kind of a difficult question, right? You obviously, if you remaster a game, you want to include new players as well. But the people who've already played the original know how the story goes. So I'd say don't spoil it. Because I think I want to experience it for myself without having the spoiler, and I won't look up anything online, so I get it like the original players did back then. And a world at stake sounds like a thing for me. So please don't spoil it.
No, there's no risk. So there's so much left in the background. We can make like 5 more games about it without spoiling the end of it. So no worries. So knowing the seraphims are made from the Demiurge, knowing that the Inquisitor have a different magic, understanding the backlore, like from the Shadow Warrior, why he is an undead Shadow Warrior, is not spoiling the game. You will just dive into like a deep lore with a lot of unwritten tales. So there's many things to explore with Sacred 2 and with the other games coming in the next years. I hope you enjoy that. And if I have one more thing to say, I'm love to play the High Elf. I think she has one of the coolest background stories, coming from like undisciplined high society elf to becoming a savior of the world. She's a very cool character, so I would go with her. Always the Seraphim, because then you get into the deep plot of the world creation. Every character is interesting. And whatever. The Inquisitor is always like a nasty beast. I like him because he's dealing so much damage, and his background is so dark. There's probably no darker pit existing than the background story of the Inquisitor, which is one of the famous characters from our senior lead game designer of this time. So I can also recommend to play the Inquisitor or any of the other characters. Like the Dryad has like this background story about how they protect nature and how this demiurge and T-energy thing fucks up their society. So there's so many things you can explore. And everything comes to that end plot without telling what the end plot is. So, do I want to spoil more? I'm not sure about it. So maybe the one thing, enjoy the world. I love the high contrast, the colors, the beauty of the world as a contrast to the cruel things happening. And there's like hundreds of places to explore and find out more.
So I did what basically every player will do when they started for the first time. Because it's noticeable, the difference is a little bit higher. I'd say that the average action RPG, I died very quickly. I died a lot, even though you were holding my hand. And you promised an epic story, basically, where we have to save the world. And I think that was a nice little first impression of the game, to just get a feel of the mechanics, of how it looks, especially how it looks since it's a remaster, and how you improved UI and graphics and included some of the community patches, and how you're going to do that going on after release. So I'd say at this point, thank you very much for helping me through the first hour of the game, just see a little bit of it. And I think for everybody else watching in, tuning in, that was hopefully a nice impression of the game. From my side, thank you, and have fun with Sacred 2.
Thank you, Elham, for being here. Let me give a little bit of credit to the crew which developed the game 20 years ago. Like, not everyone is still living, and they did so much work for making this game, putting it into the lore. And another thank to the team which have recreated it now from the ruins of the existing source code, like the good people from Phonetics, Zeppelin, Jumpgate, and of course the developers from Sparkling Bit. We all put so much effort in it as we can, and we will keep working on it for the community, because community is what makes a game good and alive. Thank you so much, Elham, and hope we do that again.
Yeah, thank you very much, and hopefully, fingers crossed for a great launch.